Wow. I'm in a situation right now. One of those situations where you feel like that happens to other people until you're in it, and then it just puts you in this. I'm on my way to my son's school to get my son because his teacher at his school keeps calling him the wrong name. That's what started this whole problem. His name is Kian, just like my name. And she calls him Keenan. So this has been a long, drawn-out process that's been the last month and a half since school started. I send my son to school, tell the teacher your name's Kian, not Keenan. I'm feeling bad because I'm sending my 6-year-old in to go to war with an adult. And then he's telling, other little stuff about his class along the way. About his teacher, I should say. And so eventually it comes to a head. And I go in and I talk to his teacher. And she assures me, oh, I would never say that. His name is K-I-E-N, Kian. As if I don't know. And assures me that she says his name correctly and makes sure everybody else says his name correctly. Okay. So, the next day at school, she still calls him Keenan. And Keenan tells me about it, and he says the music teacher had a talk with her and all this. So, then all this other stuff piles up. Like, she makes him take his sweater off when it's cold. She took away snack time from the kids because they were talking too much. And then she sat in front of the class and ate chocolate and licked chocolate off her hands. This is all stuff my son told me. Not like, ooh, listen what my teacher did. Just telling us about stuff he did. Or she did. And so it comes to a head, and I write a letter to the principal. I talked to the vice principal twice, and I write a letter to the principal, and then the principal calls me. No, the principal didn't call me. The principal, I sent a letter of the list of things, an official letter, a formal letter. And the teacher called me and said, Mr. Smith, I've been made aware of your concerns, and, do you have a minute to talk? Sure. And we talk, and man, this lady, first thing, she gets on the phone and she says, I am so sorry. If you had told me how to pronounce his name correctly, this would have never have happened. Okay, the next thing on the list is, I said, oh, whoa, wait a minute. Did you just blame me for you not saying my son's name correctly? She said, sir, I'm trying to apologize. I said, that's fine, but in order to apologize, you have to say things that are true. You just said, if I had told you how to pronounce his name correctly, this wouldn't have happened. So you're saying that me and you didn't have a full conversation about the correct pronunciation of my son's name? That's what you're saying? Can I continue? Okay, you go on to the rest of the stuff. So then she runs down this laundry list of stuff. She gets to the snack thing. She says, I would never take the kids' snacks away because we have lunch so early that they need their snack. That's important. I would never take that away. And anybody that knows me knows that I don't eat candy. Now, this chick is obese. And I'm not trying to dog her out, but I mean, she's so obese that her ankles are like fat. Like, got like fat calluses on them and stuff. And she can barely walk. Like, you can tell it's painful for her to walk. So I'm thinking, anybody that knows you don't eat candy. Okay. So I said, well, listen, let me tell you this. I know my son. And it's not like my son to just make up stories to make people look bad. My son is kind-hearted. And I know his cadences. I know how he speaks. I know my son. And that just is outside of his character. She said, well, I did say that if they kept talking, they would miss snacks. And then they miss snacks. And then da-da-da. And I'm like, oh, well, okay. Well, that's what my son said. So all that other stuff about you would never, that was a lie. Like a bold-faced lie. So then I let her keep rambling on, and I'm listening to her. And she gets down to the end, and she's like, but Mr. Smith, I just want you to know that whatever changes I have to make to myself, to my classroom, I will do that to make sure that all of Keenan's needs are met. I said, Keenan? She said, yeah, Keenan. His name is Kean. That's why we're here. That's what got us here. Oh, well, you didn't explain it to me phonetically. Okay, listen. All right. I see now that we're not going to be able to solve this problem. So I appreciate your time, and I'll just continue with my process of getting him out of your class. So then I sent another letter about that conversation to the principal, and she sent me a message back and said she would call me the next day. That's today. So she calls me, and I explain everything I just explained and way more than I just explained to y'all about how the teacher lied about what she said to me about all this. And the teacher said, I'm sorry, Mr. Smith, but, and this is the principal, and she's a sister, she's a black lady whose first name is Tamika. So I know she has had name issues in her life and can understand it. I'm not saying she don't understand, but she did not ever say, I will do all I can do to help Ken. She said, I don't have any room in my other classes, so I'm not going to be able to put him in another class. I said, so I got to take my son out of your school. She said, well, you can contact student services and put in for a transfer to another school in the district. And, oh, so now we're going to have to drive farther. And this is the number one, this is Mansfeild School District. This is the supposed number one school district in Texas. And Nancy Neal Elementary School. So, and they supposedly won all these awards and all that. So, but you can't help me. So, I'm on my way to get my baby boy out of this school. And I don't know, probably start homeschooling him. You know, I plan on starting homeschool next year. And this is like, this is why. This is why. Stuff like this. They ain't on our team. This part of the, I don't care how good the school district is. This part of the school to prison pipeline. It's part of the system. Man, I'm so frustrated. I'm so frustrated. But I had to get this off my chest so I don't go up in this school and start snapping, because that's what I'm not going to do. I'm just going to go, get my son, be happy, go take him, get something to eat, hang out, enjoy the day, and we're going to be done with these fools. Y'all tell me, man. Tell me. Tell me. Help me out. What do I need to do? Who going to write some letters for me? All right? I'm about at the school, so I'll holler back at y'all.